Hello and welcome. It is the completion of the 15th day of April 2019. My name is Derek. This is the Money Charts channel, all bets, trades of the like within each his own risk and, of course, their own reward. Looking a little back at XWC or that of Whitecoin, do you see anything significant here? Like this thing is ready to pop out for a big gain. Interesting move here. A little bit of buying, seeing it go from 734 near 1,000 and back down to where it came from. And even scrolling back further, well, we had this April Fool's post April Fool's rally, which was odd because last year in 2018, almost all markets from like April 1st through the end of the month went up. This one went down, but then after it, this move, like wow, 680 to do that in like 4 days is phenomenal. And even this move in here, just grinding its way up to that point. And overall, the log scale again does not do justice because you can't see the movements in here, but obviously holding into that trend. If it broke out from like 27 or like 40 Satoshi back then, well, how this plays further, it was one of those moves. It got everything in which it lost back in 1 day. So if you're trying to just keep on buying back, because if I talked within my strategy, you sold all the way up here, you buy in here, you buy. Maybe you get some few sells here and there, but it's very few. You got it all back. Everything you've bought and you're able to sell for a profit. And right now it's holding relatively well. There's a spot where you've had lots of time since the event happened to be able to take some profit, and there's been a little bit of profit taking, as there should be when you have moves of that nature. Let's now move on to Bitcoin, which having a little bit of a down day on the Monday session, down 2.6%. And that all happened relatively fast in here in the single hour as it managed to break out above this. So a failed breakout move, fast move lower. Right now has managed to correct thus far to the 18. Price has remained still above the Fibonacci point, and this is even a higher low, at least as of now, to the most prior one. And we could be losing out on momentum in here, which means the 18 average is going to start to flat, and we probably still will pierce below this number if that's going to be the case, possibly in that of a range bound market. But to start to talk about reversal, it's first needs to flatten this band out, and then an attempt breaking down below the 18 average of lows would be your next step, stage two, in establishing a level of key support. And I would think it would have to be at least at around 4,700 as a good enough level that's not too small, or the a smallest level that's big enough, if you will, on just trying to pick away at what number to choose. Now, good news for Cryptopia, at least for improvements, they have opened up withdrawals on three coins: Bitcoin, Litecoin, and Doji. I have withdrawn my Litecoin and my Dojis. They have been successfully placed into my wallet. I also took half of the Litecoin that I received back from them, and I bought myself some precious metals, silver. That will be coming in the mail probably. I'll definitely by the end of the week, because depending on the shipping company, Thursday or Friday. Let's move on to Litecoin, and same sort of deal. We got the band starting to flatten out, showing the running out of steam. And in this, if there's going to be any first level of key support, I'd have to think of pierce below this line up to around 61 as its next level. And it's had enough days in here now where if price action does manage to get above like 88 in that area there, especially if you could hold and stay above 83 for more than a good couple of days, then that would give really good reason for a continuation. But at this stage in here, the buyers have not really came in any type of big conviction moment since this red candle down. This one, of course, was reversed relatively quickly. There's the failed breakout in here with an inverted cup and handle, and now having its correctionary phase at the 18, which is it's the congestion area here. The market didn't go down enough so it could resist this level, at least not as of yet. But if we do end up breaking below this, because it did retest correctly previous multiple hit support within this move, but if we resist in here, you see weakness at 77 and under 77, then I'd be looking for the possibility of a few more dollars towards the downside. But I'm not trying to predict any of these short-term movements. And I've just for fun, I've started a game trading two coins. I've talked about this strategy before. One of which is with the coin FLO, which I ended up buying at 1701. And I didn't put too much into it. I put in 1.91007 LITECOIN, sold it for Bitcoin, and then I was able to buy 879.6 plus FLO and about 6.92 NEO. So this is the statistics that I want to play on. Open ratio. When I divide these two numbers, 126.98 is where I'm starting. Or open volatility. Open, that's what I'm starting off with, and I'm deciding on 27.5% moves, which means if this ratio goes below 99.26 or 161.41, then I will make a trade, one for the other. Sell amount starting at 18%. What that means is, well, if I get a 27.5% move, I'm going to sell 18% of what I got. But if it's higher than that, if I get 35, I can do 20 or 21. And like a successful barterer would do, if there's something you're willing to buy or sell, your offer price is going to be much worse than what could be available. So even though I'm looking for a move of 27.5%, what I'm doing is I'm putting my sell order in for 50% moves, at least for where we stand now, and sell 25% of my holdings at that point. So I'm not going to use a strategy in putting these coins on the wallet. If the values get really large in time, I'm going to have to do such. But for now, with each coin worth $75, it's not risk reward. It's not the right play. The right play is putting in. I'm going to put two sell orders as the and then consider as I've already said. So therefore, 25% of what I would sell for a move at 50%. So if the price is 1,000 Satoshi, I'm going to try to sell around 15. And then the remaining 75%, I'm going to be looking for something that's greater than double from where I would already be selling. So really about a 3.5, 4x move from where the current price is. If they happen to hit, that's great. And there's your advantage in having your orders in versus having them on the exchange, and they're always available to you to trade whenever it is. No waiting even 10 or 30 minutes. I don't know how long either of these coins would take to wait on the blockchain for a deposit. Some coins can be almost instant. Some can take a while, like close to an hour or longer. And some, like Vercoin, is about a day. And what I like about Neo is its sick volatility. For it had this move of this type of nature, and we've already seen it fall like a good amount. So that's what I want to do within these types of coins. Ones that I think are going to hold up long term, and I think there's a good chance for this that it will. And one that should have significant size moves going forward. And what we're going to do now is use a spreadsheet and play in this game of seeing how many of these NEOs and these flows using historical data, historical time. What I've done in the spreadsheet here is I've put in this so that if it has that 27.5% move, this is what the numbers have to be. This is the number multiplied 0.7843, which is the inverse of a 27.5% increase, and this is multiplied 1.275. So let's just go to one of those two prices. So I could type in 49.2 or 80, and the price action would go down to 43.29, which would be in the area of where a buy would be. So we're going to be selling the flow, and as far as the amount to sell, like 18% in that area. So at 3,130, 313 would be 10%, 625 would be 20. So maybe like 585 seems like a fair number. So what we're going to do in here is say that we're going to put in 585 here and then 13.41 there. And then the next move will be from 43.29. And within this, we got 33.95 for where to buy again or sell above 55.20. And it goes to 33.41. So we'll do another buy, which would be selling flow. I could push 1 to buy Neo or 4. If I push 4, how many of the flow do I want to sell? And if I push 1, how many of the Neo do I want to buy? And then he calculates it from there. So in this situation here, 20% would be decently over 500. So let's go about 450. And 450 this time would give us about the same that we got last time, a little over 13 of the Neos. And now we have last trade in at 33.41. So I'll wait for either the 26.20 number, 26.2, or the sale at 42.6. And it goes to 57. So that's a sweeter move there. So I can do this buyback in here. Every time I do this one, I want to complete another. So of the 200 or the 13.36 that we bought, how many do we want to sell? If we do 10, we would pick up 566. That'd be a gain of 166. So let's do that. Let's put in 10 here. 566.6 there. All right, so now after that, we have our next trade. It was 57.09, so 44 would be a spot to. It'd be interesting buy back if you already had a 44 buy before. And let's put the price in here, 57.09. So yeah, let's go for it. Let's make a bit lower because I already bought 43.29. So let's just maybe just change the numbers a bit, go below 40. But I still want to focus on selling towards the 72 and 3/4 number. So we'll go 37 buy in here. And for this, we're going to push the 4. And let's do about 450 again. And do 11, close to 12. So we'll go to the low price of 29.3, maybe 47 2/3, and it goes to 55. So that's a good completion here. It's a winning trade. Profit in both coins, of course. And if we do, say, 9.5, did we get anything productive? I guess a little bit. 526 almost. And a gain of over 2 neos. That's not too bad. So again, I'm not going to buy until it goes below 40. But I'll still try to sell it around 71. It goes to 36. And after picking up 525 and selling 450 before, I'm going to go with a 500 number. And then pick up that 13 like we did before. And this was 36.59, which I'll put in here. Okay, let's trade at either 28.69 or 46. That's way too high. 46.65. And it goes to 47 and a quarter almost. And how many of the 13 and a half that we got do we want to sell? If we do 10 and a half, that would get us 492. That's not going to be a good deal. How about if we go 12? Keep 1.5, that would give us 562. Let's even do 12 and a quarter. So we're gaining 1 and a quarter of the Neo, 574, gaining 74 of the FLO. Okay, that next trade after 47.24. We'll complete this sell order over 60. And we're on day 68, so this is over 2 months. A little bit of small gains to start. So 37 is a low price here. Okay, that's 37's low. Now we've got it working. And it goes to 36.6 again. And if it keeps doing this, it's profitable. So of the 574, let's now do maybe 5 and a quarter this time. Up the ante a little bit if it keeps doing this. And we'll look to buy back at the 28 number, 28.7. Or sell at 46 2/3. It goes to 26.3. So therefore, what we're going to do is we're going to sell, but we're going to sell the florin, I think. Yeah, so we're going to sell the florin. Buy the Neo when it goes down. 4 is what we want to push here. And as far as picking a level of how much to do, I'm going to go lower than the 525. 20% is 450, so let's even do like 425. Do we get more than the 14? Big time. So let's even do 1400 even, or 400 even. And then go for 15.1. So a little more Neo, a little less FLO, and it all profits in the long run. 26.3, that means we're going to go down 20 and a half, we'll say. And then 33 and change. So 18.9 is where it goes. 20% would be, well, 190, that would be 380. So 375 maybe, 360. 360 picks up a good number too. Okay, so now last trade comes in at 18.9, which And then just letting the calculator tell you where to trade shows you how your computer can do it so easy with simple command. Okay, 2564, we get this order fill. We had 18.9 gain last time. We want to sell less than that. We want to gain more than 360. If we sell, say, 15.4, that would gain us 2.5 neo, and that would gain us only 30 on the other end. So 15.4 seems a little weak. Let's go, or a little too little. This would give us, I don't even want to think about 16.4. Gain 1.5. And then we're going to gain 57 here. Okay, so with last trade at that, I can now go to break below 20 and then 32.7. It goes to 34, which is executing this buyback. Do I want to go? I want to go a little higher than that, actually. I mean, I'd like to get closer to 36 even. Let me just see if waiting a few days will work. No, it doesn't. So then I might as well go back to where I was before. So it's buy below 20 and that's sell above 36. I missed out on a gain. That's going to happen sometimes when you make those decisions too. It just means your overall net profit's going to be a little less now, but just try to get as many of these trades as possible and for the best percentile moves as possible too. Okay, sometimes holding it, the market can have like a 60% move in your favor and you're going to be glad you did. So it can work out on both sides. Okay, so let's decide how many do we want to sell here. 340, 360 again. Alrighty then, so with 18 in at the last trade, let's see where we go for the next few numbers. 14 and a half will go as the lowest price. Highest price 23.56, and it goes down even further on day 157 to 13.49. Okay, how many do we want to sell? 20%, and that would be like a little over 300. So how many would that get back? 19 was the last time before, was what we bought, so 22. And next trade. So 13.49 before, so let's go 10 and a half. And it says 17.2, but I'd rather go closer to where I sold before. So I'm going to up the ante to 18.3. Rather it goes down to 9.45. So let's sell some more flow. $250 would represent close to 20%. So 26.2. And next up, where do we go from here? 945, man, this is really low. It is much higher right now, but you might not know that. You got to trade it like you don't know. If you did know it, then you could go for more interesting strategies given that you know where the price is going to go. But throwing that aside, we have a low price here at 7.4. High end at 12.05, and it goes to 14.65. So there's a completion on this one. Last time was 26 neo. If I go 22, I would make it. That's a decent enough game. So I gain 4 neo, and I gain. Let's make this 320. I gain 70 flow. Gain on both sides. And the price goes up 27% here to 1868. So I'm just going to finish this order. I think, yeah, because I'd sell at 1720. So I'm just going to finish this. And of the 22, let's see what 20 would do. Gain of 70. And now 1848 is the sell we're going to fill if it's going to go up or create a new buy. With last trade in at 18.68, so 14 and a half. Or 23. I can go a bit higher to 23.9. 25.15, so a pretty decent gain here. Let's have a 19.3. If we execute a sale of 16, we would make, I'd like to make a bit more, so maybe 16.3. So in this case, I'm gaining 3 Neo, and I'm gaining almost 47 of the flow. Day 186. So put the 25 number in here. Buy at 19.7. I'd be selling the 26 at 32. I'd like to go a little bit higher than that because it was a so let's go even 34. It goes to 16.54 down. %, right now would be the area of over 400, which is what we've been buying lately. So let's go like 395 and get a decent 23 score. And then figure out where the next trade will be from here. So buy below, well below 13, and sell above 21 and a dime, and it goes down to 11.65. 20%, we're looking at about 350. And I want to do that. I should get a pretty decent sum of Neo on the other side. 29.8, but very nice. And it went down 40. Well, let's just hope. Okay, 738. I could have just bought a better price. I'm just going to take that because that was down enough where I should have just taken it before. Okay, and I missed out on it. Okay, that's because of the computer misclick. I'll just go to the price, probably not get it anymore. Wow, 21.79. That's a good gain. 92% on that day. So within this, we had 29 Neo for 350. What would 24 do on that type of gain? That would get us back 519. Okay, how about 23.3? 503. So a gain of 6.5 and a gain of over 150. And it goes down 40% the next day to 13. Let's make a sale. We had 504 come in. 20% would be less than 400. But let's do about 400. Get 30 and a half this time. And look to buy below 10. Sell at 16.7, we'll say. It goes to 17.05. So let's do some selling. Had 30.5 come in. How many of them do we want to liquidate? What would 27 do? Well, definitely gain 3.5 Neo. On 400, we would gain 56. So let's do that. And the more times that you can make these plays happen, the more profitable it's going to be. So now let's go for a new buy or sell on that 16. Last trade was 17.05. So let's pick the price either way. So 13.2 or 21.9 will go. So 12.94 is a buy here. Let's sell the florin. We probably want to do over 4. Keep on increasing it a little bit. Maybe 425 this time. So let's go 10 and 16 and 0.7. So we had 16.84. And the more completed trades, the better it is. And this is a decent amount. You're only at a good fraction of a year. Still got a decent fraction left. And let's sell the Neo. You had 32 from before. What would 28.6 do? That would do 478. And let's go for the next trade. Now, one thing I haven't done is any massive moves if it goes down or a lot so much. So I probably should start to implement that in, but maybe in the second part and finish this. Again, I'm going to do this by request, but I'm going to open myself up. I'm going to finish the video when that first buy would come in. And it would be the next one, really. Okay, so 1684. Let's go 13.2 and 21.5, and it goes to 2196, which, yeah, I guess it's fine. So how many do we want to sell of the 23? Let's do 20.7, gain 3, and then gain like over 50 on the other side. And then it goes up 47% to 32. Not bad on the 26. And there we go, 55. You know, I'm going to redo it if I'm going to do it with that aggressive sell, most likely. Because I think I would play it a little bit differently. So anyway, you have 55 on a buy of what was 26, 15. If you sell like 12 of them, gain like 655. So gain of over 250 there. And then it goes up 133%. Okay, well maybe I'd want to do the sell as now that first trade. So let's complete this one at 128.11. It was 14.25 before. What would 8.24 do? 1,047. That's a pretty good game when you own 3,000 of them, too. Don't know why I put the decimal in. And it's all just for show purposes at this stage. Then down 32%, then up 13. Let's just complete this one while we're at it. So it's 13 Neo for 585. If we do 10, that would be for 976. We're still only on day the 233. Every trade's a winner now. And then it goes down 32%. But at this stage in here, just in this point, having 98 coins and 5,138 is a lot higher than where we started off with. This one was at 50, so now it's at 98. And this was 3,100 and change, so it's not quite doubled. And I'm just going to finish this video because it's now quite a length again time for it, but that's why I did it at the end, so those people who weren't interested in it, they got the original stuff on the early side of the first side of this video. If you're interested in this type of playing this type of game, you're gonna need the download the small basic software, and then I can give you links to where to get the code to play these. I got about 12 or so different crosses available, 13. We're taking the historical data and then just making trades here from basically just to see how you would do. And then the more you practice this, the better it becomes when you are doing this in real life because you have a lot of experience in these situations. Then when you play the game and you realize, oh man, maybe this was a better decision to do that, and then you try it out and yeah, it was, or no, it was, but if I do that instead and all those things, that's the whole point of getting the practice in place. Have yourself a great day and take care. Bye bye.